this very subject.
We can also put text. Oh snap, almost forgot.
Now I think that the Bible has already given an answer to this question. Where it says, overcome evil with good, it is now definitely known that the best way to get rid of a negative mental state is to fill the mind with thoughts of an opposite
Let's
nature.
see.
For instance,
If we
thoughts
can.
of faith will overcome
No.
fear. Thoughts of love will overcome hate. And the consciousness of good will overcome the effect of evil. This acts like light and darkness. Where is the darkness when the light is introduced? The light is positive to the darkness and overcomes it. It overcomes it just by its presence. But darkness cannot overcome light, nor can evil destroy good.
Now, Dr. Holmes brings you his meditation for today.
Let us take as our thought for today, to as many as believe, gave he the power. Let us see if we cannot come into a consciousness of the divine presence, right where we are. That we are one with it, and that it now is meeting all our needs.
Oh, we gotta change the color.
As we quietly turn to this presence,
Grand Rising, enjoy this audio by I think it's You Are Creators, the channel, and it's called The Key That Unlocks the Universal Law, exclamation point, Timeless Wisdom, ellipses.
and have my being. I am thinking back to the
Um,
center of my
That's what I'm listening to this morning while I'm getting this stuff set up.
I know that divine intelligence helps me to control my thinking, causes me to live with joy and in calm expectancy of good. I am permitting myself to be guided by this intelligence. As I wait on it and let it flow through me and out into action, I know that I shall be guided in everything I do. I know I shall bless everyone I meet. I shall bring new life to every situation I contact.
Let's see.
To as many as believe, gave he the power. My whole mind and thought responds to this with complete conviction. I feel that today and every day, the power of the living Spirit flows through me and makes perfect the way before me, radiating love and joy to everyone and to everything.
Absolutely. I've already listened to this, but it came up because it's on my watch later. And I was like, this is some good stuff. It would be good to share. So, Grand Rising! Got some extra little things in here today. I was like, let me try it out. I don't have like a actual setup yet, but like I'm here for it. I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can make this a little close. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, but that's what that is. Grand Rising, my name is Angelique, the artist. Thank you for joining me on this grand and glorious morning. It is 6:30 a.m. on the West Coast. I was going to say it was 5:30, but it's not. I was like, I'm gonna go live at 7 a.m. today. make that kind of part of my schedule. And then I let Vanessa know to hit me up at like 6 and make sure I was on my way. But God was like, I'm going to set off the fire alarm at 5 a.m. So, yeah. I get up at 5. Just decided to get up. I did have my alarm at 4. I set my alarm at 4. And then I have one, I think, at 5. Then I have one at 6. And the one at 4 went off. And I was like, okay. I realized that I need to get up. And then I went back to sleep. And then 5 a.m. rolled around. And honestly, I'm trying to think if, I think my alarm did go off, but I did one of those sleepy things where I just kind of turned it off. And then the fire alarm went off. So, yeah. Here we are. Welcome, concurrent viewer. Thank you for being here. Today, I am going to be going back over this absolute cutie. Can we just, how adorable this little baby is. I have to give big shout outs and big gratitudes to Ashley and the artist that she posted, who I can't remember the name of, but I know it's on Ashley's page, that had these kind of spirals, that was using this as part of their design, but they were more whole circles, kind of. It's like a concurrent circles. I don't know if that's the exact word, but we're going to snatch it for the sake of this. And it inspired me because I felt like it really went along with like the whirliness of my script and my line work. And he says, oops. Wait, can you see this or am I crazy? Okay, here we go. It says, grow your own world. There you go. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Okay. There it goes. Grow your own world. Boom. So we're gonna add some green down here. We're going to actually paint over this side with the white again, because this is more of a gray. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's not white. It's like an off-white. It's like a very light, warm gray. Excuse me. But yeah, we're just gonna polish this little baby up, and yeah, maybe repaint over this so that the line work is a little, and maybe I'll just try to erase it. Let's see. Oh wow, that worked surprisingly well. Wow, I was genuinely surprised by that. Cool, low-key, that's dope. But I drew over it with the marker. This is acrylic with marker. I might do some of the well, ink. It's acrylic and ink, excuse me. But I might do some of the pastel with the water. Yeah, we'll see. So we're gonna work on this little baby today, and talk about some things. I actually want to listen to something I was listening to earlier on the rights to this content. It is for educational research purposes. Being shared for commentative. Is that a word? It is, and I spelled it right. Yes. Informational. I don't want to say educational purposes. I think that's fair use, right? YouTube, you tell me. Send me an email. I'll read it, I promise. Let's see here. Let's find it. Since you all can hear it from my headphones, I'll just play. Amber is the best. Oh my goodness, I love her. Let's see here. It was in my watch laters. It's the 5 principles to make life work for you. From You Are Creators. Again, the 5 simple principles to make life work for you. You Are Creators is this channel run by this guy named Justin, and he is like I'd say he's like a truth seeker, a student of life, a sharer of knowledge, just kind of somebody who is very adamant and present in the space of sharing these kinds of ideas. My steamed milk and honey, yeah. I gotta get one of these steamy coffee, hot chocolate, tea machines. And it's not a Keurig. It's not like you pop in a little thing and it's like you have to do it every time. It's literally like a machine with the hoses and stuff, like tanks and stuff. So, yeah. Definitely want to get one of those once I get my home and we are chilling, because it's just a luxury that I do not want to live without. I was getting this ready. My bad, y'all. I really enjoy myself. Gee whiz. Oh, that's why. So I low-key lied. And I'm gonna tell you how. I bought this because it was in the bag and I want to work on it because I'm an artist. But when I had originally planned this live, I was gonna go into the sketchbook, and my idea was at first to just do sketches in it and just see how I can fill it up and how quickly, or like really intentionally filling a sketchbook within like a week or two. And then when I was watching that one Oprah video about creating a gratitude journal, a daily gratitude journal. And I saw that this had the 30 sheets. I was like, maybe I should do like a daily gratitude doodling. Like maybe write what I'm grateful for, or some way attempt to articulate it in pictures and visual and illustration, which I might do because I don't have my tarp. And while I do trust in myself, paint is its own thing sometimes. And I don't want no drama. I don't want no drama in my life. No more drama in my life. I don't think you can copyright me for that, Mary J. Blige. That was my own rendition. In any case, I think that's what we're gonna do today. Let's see here. Yeah, and I got my stuff in here. Like I brought like my toothbrush. I brought a lunch. I brought my change of clothes. And I was going to do all that before I actually started the live, which is supposed to start at 7. But I was just sitting here. I was like, just get live, girl. Just get live. And maybe I'll use the charcoal. I love charcoal. You know, I get why people back in the old-timey days like drank a cup of milk to help them like feel full. It is very satisfying. I was like, we're not in the angle of the artwork. Oh my goodness, the aesthetics are destroyed. Okay, let's get to doing some art things. Actually, I might just move you over here so I can still see the camera. Hello. Let's turn the mic off. I apologize. Okay, is this better? I think so. I hope so. Let's see here. Oh, we got pencils and stuff in here too. Excuse me. I always forget what's in this little thing. It's so handy. It's like too handy, right? This is a 2B, a little dark, a little dark, 3H, 5H 2E 5E. Bless me, thank me. B 4B. Yeah, I was like, these look kind of soft. And I'll do this 3H. And let's see. Let's start with yesterday, because I have not shared my gratitude for today, even though I did my gratitude today. Yeah, best money we've ever had. Unnecessary, I apologize. But also not really. Cause shoot. It's early, y'all. It is early, y'all. And it's not really even that early. It's almost 7 o'clock, right? But I stayed up pretty late for absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason other than I just wanted to. And so I did. And then I was like, why did you stay up so late? You could have had some nice restings. Okay. So this is for November 22nd. I am grateful for, let's put it on the back. I am grateful for connection to source. I am grateful for the wisdom. This wisdom. The wisdom of Abraham Hicks. I'm grateful for breath and awareness. I got a good one for that one. Okay. Ness. My bad. The support of kind, loving people. We're kind of building on this. Okay. It's gonna be a cute little collage. Okay. Of kind, loving people. The passion to get up and get moving on my day, because life is full of purposeful, interesting activities and adventures. Wow. Life is full of purposeful, interesting activities and adventures. Absolutely. This is from November 22nd, 21. So we are going to draw this. I'm going to keep this open so I can reference it. It doesn't seem like you can see this. Excuse me. That's going to happen a lot. I'm just going to let you know now. Let's see if we can give you more of a concurrent. I'm just kidding. It's the word of the day. It's concurrent. Yeah. So you probably won't be able to see too much. Let's see, it's too low. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you can see too much right now, but that's okay. You'll be okay. And I think I want this to be this way. So this is the loving and supportive people. We'll get there fast and then we'll take it slow. Okay, let me play this. Actually, let me plug in the computer. It's officially 7 o'clock. So we're about to get going for real, for real. Hello, hello, hello. We're about to get into this creative restoration. And it's more like a appreciation, because we are drawing what we're grateful for, and that is important too. So we have the support of loving, of kind, loving people. And something says, give them little arms. Give them little arms. Give them little arms. Give them little arms. Okay, we're gonna play this now, or else I'll just start singing stuff. So again, oh, focus. Hello? Cheese and crackers. Again, I do not own what I'm about to listen to. I do not own the rights to this audio. It is simply for community conversation and commentary, and I will be talking throughout it. But I do want to make sure that certain things are heard, because I want to share this and I think it's important. Okay, incense holder. You're cool or whatever, thanks.
There is a secret to living a perfect life. A way of thinking
Dane Spots, Zygon LLC.
Was a happy and fulfilled life. The secret that will be revealed in it is a simple but profound truth that will shape every aspect of how you choose to live in this new world. Your life, which you're about to experience,
Choose to live. Wow, just off the bat, he's just with the language, right?
Powerful forces. Your mind.
Do,
What I'm about to share with you is a
do,
powerful
do.
concept, a system of thought that, once internalized, can make a significant difference in your life, in how you experience it. And your experiences have everything to do with your beliefs and how you see the world. You know what's amazing is that people are willing to go to war and even give up their lives for a cause, but they
Mm.
can't give up the causes of their suffering.
Ouch.
Why is that? Why do we hold on to beliefs that don't serve us?
Hold on. I was like, which one do I pause first? Cannot give up the causes of their suffering. Wow. Oh, this is gonna be, I'm gonna enjoy this. Drawing my gratitude. We're gonna rewind this real fast though so you can hear that again.
Everything to do with your beliefs and how you see the world. You know what's amazing
Mm.
is that people are willing to go to war and even give up their lives for a cause, but they can't give up the causes of their suffering. Why is that?
Can give up your life, your whole entire existence for a cause. But you can't give up a cause of your suffering to have a better life. You can't give up the cause of your suffering so that you can live a longer and happier life. Mm. But you'll give up your life for the sake of something. And I feel like those things are like the same thing. Like people are willing to people are willing to die. Oop, I forgot to draw the nose. People are willing to die for, like, people are willing, wow. People are willing to die because people told them that they should be willing to die for a certain cause. But they're not willing to live in a way that people tell them will cause them less suffering. Wow.
Why do we hold on to beliefs that don't serve us?
Mm.
Our habit patterns are so hard to break, and even when we try, obstacles seem to appear. Our desires and our attachments push us to keep repeating the same destructive patterns over and over again. Why?
Why?
When we follow the same negative course, rarely finding happiness or satisfaction or pleasures all around us. Here's why. It's because we haven't.
I love how he's just like, why? I don't know if any of you did this as a kid, but when I was younger, there was this thing called the why game. And something about it, with me as a child, I knew it was very profound because, one, it irritated people. And two, it always made me think, and it always deepened my connection to source and to all that is creation. Because essentially someone like says something or asks you to do something and you say why, and it's usually like, because I said so. And then it's like, why? And like, because I said get it done. It's like, it's something to kind of annoy people. But if you really take the time to be like, okay, the sky is blue. Why? Because different atoms and molecules and the way the light reflects in your eyes. Or some people said, when I was younger, people would say the sky is blue because it reflects the color of the ocean, or like water, or something along those lines. And I think it's just, I don't know if it was an ignorance or if it was just something that adults tell children. There's a very fine line between certain stories that have been shared and passed along throughout the generations, that can fit in either of those categories. But then, like science comes along and is like molecules and such and such. And so I'm just like, oh, okay. But then you're like, why? Like, why are these molecules doing this? Like, why does atmosphere exist? Why do we need air to breathe? Like, why? And then you have to really start getting into, those answers are in science. But then you get to a point where you're like, well, why is all of this working? Why is all of this existing? And then that's where you kind of get into the spiritual aspect of it. Whereas I was raised Catholic, the religious aspect of it, because God said so, because God made it that way, because God wanted you to experience the beauty and the wonder of the sky being blue. And that's something that always satisfied me, at least. The idea that God wants you to experience life and to experience all of like the different sensory and emotional and like just the visceral, tangible, visual aspects of life, because it feels good. You can see down here is all the loving and supportive. And you got their little hands down here. Ooh, yeah, we're having a good old time. Yeah. Loving and supporting. Ooh, supporting, kind and loving. I think that's what I said. The supportive, kind, loving people. So these are the kind, loving hearts. Got it. The breath and awareness. I think maybe I'll put a quote for the Abraham Hicks. getting like big, breath, right? Like breath goes out, right? Breath. And awareness, right? Of the sun, right? Breath and awareness. It's like big old juicy lips. This cute little cloud. Kind of gotta erase this, I feel like. Let's see. I feel like I had it better the first time. That usually is how it goes, right? That's good. Yeah, that's good. Breath and awareness. Let's see. And we can squeeze the Abraham Hicks quote in here somewhere. Oh my goodness. Come here. Connection to source. Let's see. Got it. Depression. Gonna do that. Got an idea for that. And then the passion to get up and get moving on my day because it's full of fun, full of purposeful, interesting activities and adventures. Let's just go ahead and put our rolling city in the background here. Okay. Let's put this under here so we have some sort of protection. Ooh, on this side. Okay, so now we're gonna go over with the ink, and you should be able to see it. And we're gonna keep listening to this. Ooh.
It's because we haven't learned to truly enjoy and live in the present. We spend most of the time worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, and so our experiences are our time is spent between work and pleasure, and we work, it seems, for pleasure, preparing for weekends, vacations, and various entertainments. No, I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm just asking, do you find real pleasure or something deeper, more sustainable? If you're still with me, then I invite you to join me on a life quest, if you will, an internal adventure with your own image, a self-discovery of what you need right now to start living a perfect life. What this program is about is rethinking your life, asking yourself questions about why you do the things you do, refocusing your energy and desires from things that leave you empty to those thoughts and actions that fill you up inside with joy and happiness.
Yeah.
Switching from living an externally driven existence to one that is internally driven and substantially more satisfying.
Isn't it so interesting how society and the media will have you out here really feeling some type of way about being optimistic and making you feel like you, especially during this holiday season, make you feel like or suggest that you should have certain things or do certain things, or give certain things to have a satisfied life, or have certain events or invites or whatever in order to feel like a satisfied person. And really, that is not any way to satisfy yourself. And we know this, and this knowledge is here, but yet those same messages keep getting shared year after year, day after day, show after show, news hour after news hour. It's wild that we know somewhere innately. But here's the thing, and I kept hearing this a lot yesterday, and I keep receiving it through different situations, that you cannot judge people or condemn people for the way that they choose to live their life. Someone is choosing to believe that these things are true, that, oh, if I go out this weekend, it's going to make me happy, even though like I'm going out with people that I don't really like or that make me feel bad, or even though throughout the week I'm really only taking care of myself or doing something that makes me happy in like a mediocre way, or not at all, right? Some people literally just work and go out on the weekends and don't think about their own happiness at all. And don't think about the things in life that they actually would be satisfied by. They choose to believe in this narrative that you should live for the weekends. And people keep saying it's like 95, 99, 98% of people live this way and believe this. I feel like there's no way the internet exists. I believe 85 maybe, you know? Because there's no way. There's no way that we're walking around here believing this bullshittery. Maybe it's just my algorithm, maybe it's just my feed. But it doesn't seem like people are that naive to me. I think it's just a matter of people are unsure how to move forward. Like, we know these things are not satisfying. We know it's bullshit. And I believe we are moving into a space where I think that knowledge is getting shared. So people are starting to become more aware. And the thing is, and the reason that I know this is because when you get this understanding, when you have this knowledge, oh, I didn't give you a nose, babe. Oops. You want to share it. And so it inspires a lot of people to become teachers or creators, so that they can kind of pass and express this message in their own type of way. And that's inspiring, and that's a beautiful thing. Ooh. I was like, what do I want to use this fine liner for? But in any case, we're going to move forward with the video, with the audio. And again, I do not own the rights to this. This is on the You Are Creators channel. Dane Spots Zygon. Create abundance using Zygon's visioneering technology.
You know, it's said that 99% of the world is asleep, and the 1% that is awake are in a constant state of amazement, living fully, really experiencing all that life has to offer.
And this is what I want to talk about today. This is what inspired me. As I mentioned earlier, I was raised Catholic, and as a young Catholic, you go through the sacraments, right? There's baptism, First Communion, reconciliation, and confirmation. There's also the marriage rite, the rite of the sick, and I think there's another one. There's 7 sacraments, so I think there's another one. It might be the death one, but I think that might also be the one for the sick. I'm not sure. But you go through these sacraments, and then the confirmation sacrament usually happens around like the age 13. It's honestly like, I feel like it's a Catholic comparison to bar mitzvah, but without the party and the money. without that. It's just saying you are an adult. You are mature enough to grasp the concepts of the church, and we're going to ask you to confirm that belief, and say that you are a member of our community, and confirm in one of these, I forgot what they're called, they're like attributes or something of that nature. And I remember the attribute that I chose was wonder and awe. And like I said, I was raised a Catholic, and when I was younger, I went to Catholic school, and my mom was very much about putting me in the right position to be some sort of medical professional, some sort of like, the doctor, lawyer. I was going to veterinary medicine was the idea. But life always was amazing to me. And I've always been artistic, and I've always had this desire to echo the beauty that I see in this world. So when I was confirmed in the attribute, it's not the right word, but I'm not going to look it up. When I was confirmed in the spirit, I guess I could say that, in the spirit of wonder and awe, it was genuinely like, there's other ones like peace and courage and serenity and like, wisdom, all these different attributes. I think there's like 12 or 13. That'd probably be a really good thing to draw out, right? Ooh, inspiration everywhere. But I was always just so drawn to just the formation of the clouds and the trees and the mountains and the way that insects function and the way that people function and fashion and technology and all of these things are just so amazing to me. So when I found out that I could be confirmed forever in the eyes of God as appreciating and living in a spirit of amazement and enjoying the wonder and beauty and the pleasures of the world that God created, not that the world developed on its own, I was like, absolutely. Why would I pick anything else? Why would I pick anything else for me to be like, God, this is what I'm going to always be connected to you through and with. It was just like a no-brainer for me. And I draw on that a lot. I draw on that a lot because a lot of times life is challenging, and you can pray for courage, you can pray for patience, you can pray for serenity, but I think being confirmed and ingrained with the wonder and the awe really is more about having a sense of gratitude. And honestly, I think that is what it is, just gratitude for the simplicity of the complexity of nature, right? Like, of nature and life and existence. Like, everything you see can seem so simple, like, oh, clouds are there all the time, trees are there all the time, there's so many people there all the time, right? But when you think of the complexity of the shifting of energy and moments and time and materials and resources and just all of the different things that had to come together for each moment of your life to happen. And you take in how awesome that is, and you take in how wonderful it is that clouds exist to carry water across the world and, keep us alive, right? Keep the trees alive. I think it just really is a great base of gratitude. I really think that's what that is. Let's see here, because I kind of want the wind circles to be a predominant thing, so we're gonna do this. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. But this is some good stuff, right? I'll share the link.
Fully conscious, awake, eternally driven, and substantially more satisfied. You know, it's said that 99% of the world is asleep, and the 1% that is awake are in a constant state of amazement. Living fully, really experiencing all that life has to offer by being fully conscious, awake and alive, aware of the magnificent dance of life all around you. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? There are 5 principles that comprise the secret that will be revealed to you at the end of this program. I'm going to give you each principle and a brief discussion on how to implement them into your life plan. These principles are simple to understand, but may take a lifetime to master. And the point here isn't to listen to this program and have it mastered in a day. No, it's to have an understanding first of where you are in your own evolution, and then to be consciously aware of where you're going or growing, and to practice each day being a better you. The changes that you'll notice, although subtle, are profound. And it's usually the little things that will make you aware that it's working. Like standing in line at the bank, which used to cause impatience and frustration, becomes nothing. Or no longer worrying about future events that you have no control over, and their power seems to diminish. As you become awakened to the magic of life all around you, you begin seeing the majesty in nature and the joy in your personal relationships. The caveat is this: we live in the age of McDonald's and cellular telephones and expect instant everything. The way we live today is vastly different than even 100 years ago.
I think that's something that people need to respect more, is that we are living in such a new, different time. And especially older people. I think older people have this begrudgingness of, well, the older people when I was younger kept things the same, so now I gotta keep things the same. Or why do they get to change stuff up, right? And it's really this kind of strange crabs in a barrel type situation, right? Where they're like, oh, well, since I had to go through these things, we're gonna make you go through them too. And it's like, why would you do that? That's so whack. That is so whack. Like, you know, and we know that that ish was bullish. But you're still trying to hold to that standard. For what? Because somebody else made you do it? That's lame. That's lame. That's why I say I don't feel like we are really that naive to think that these things are not true, or they're not effective, or that how we're living is better. Okay? And over these past, like he said, over these past 100 years, things have changed so drastically. So drastically. And there is no denying that. There's no reason that we should be sticking to any standard that is longer than 30 years running. You feel me? Because there are definitely some discrepancies in there and some heavy biases, naturally, because that is just the culture from the times. You know, no tea, no shade. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And this is something that can be really easily resolved if people individually, on a collective basis, decide that, okay, we're going to focus on moving people forward. We're going to stop hanging on to all of these old toxic ideas, essentially, and actually start making a way to elevate each other.
And an accelerated everything seems to create more psychological difficulties because it sets up a hurry-worry mindset that is often destructive to our...
And again, the internet is like 20, 30 years old, 30 years old, okay? So we really do have to cut out everything that happened before the internet. Honestly, I mean, don't ignore it. Don't not research it. Don't not respect it. But definitely don't depend on it to be like applicable completely and wholly and fully to now. Pieces of it, yes. Human patterning, absolutely. But in a way that takes into account the technology and the capabilities of it and how it interacts with what we've come from within, and not trying to just stick to how humans have functioned previously without the technology, and trying to keep it the way that people function with technology. That makes absolutely no sense. In any case. Or maybe it does, and I'm foolish, okay? I'm open to that.
Because it sets up a hurry-worry mindset that is often destructive to our higher purpose. If there's nothing...
And we have to look up an Abraham Hicks quote.
We're allowing them to control our
Let's
lives
see.
in this world. Listen, it took you all of your life to get to where you are right now. To create...
It took you all of your life to get to where you are right now. It took you all your life to get to where you are right now. My mom just sent me the sweetest thing I've ever gotten from my mom ever. I'm glad that this is live right now. This is amazing. Um, so I made this video short on YouTube about how you can see the moon during the day, and that you shouldn't allow people to tell you what your perspective should be, or that things aren't there if, you know, they can be, and if you just look for yourself. And my mom was like, "That's right, baby. You tell them they can see the moon in the daytime. Love your bunches. Keep looking up, sweetheart." And she sent me a picture of the moon during the day. And we send each other pictures of the moon pretty often, actually. It's just something we kind of do. Like, this is my moon. I'm like, this is my moon. So that's a cute little thing that I do with my mom sometimes. But she's never sent a day moon picture, let alone with something referring to my content. I'm surprised that she even watched. So that was like a sweet thing that just happened. Wow. Thanks, Mommy. I love you. Let's respond to her since we're awake. I'm responding to you live, Mom, so you don't go back and say like, "Oh, you put me after your stream. Oh my gosh, I'm so offended. I'm your mother. I gave birth to you." Because that's what I would do with my kid. Love you too, Mommy. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. She's nice sometimes, right? She's cool sometimes. But yeah, that's my mommy. And we're gonna keep listening to this.
All of your life to get to where you are right now.
Took you all of your life to get to where you are right now. Again, let that sink in. All of my 28 years to get to this picture right here. It's at least $28. Okay? Come on now.
And they take the rest of your life to unfree belief systems that rule your behavior patterns.
Ouch.
Have patience. Let's begin.
Have
What about
patience.
tonight? It was reported that a gigantic asteroid was going to slam into the world tomorrow and destroy everything.
Before we get into that scenario, because he's going to go into it, and it's really fantastic. I didn't say meditation. Definitely not a quote. Oh shoot, got distracted. And it's had a great stretch. Oh, it's nice when you can just like get that nice little back pop, get a little back pop. Get a little back pop. And just kind of like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, but it takes you all your life to get to where you are. I think that's what I was saying. I just reset my whole brain right now. I apologize. And I don't even care. Let's just keep listening to this. Okay, hold on. Let's.
A gigantic app will your behavior patterns. So please.
Being patient with yourself. That's what we're talking about. Being patient with yourself is so important. Like you said, it might take you your entire life to undo the habit patterns Um, and this may not mean take you your entire life until you die. This might mean how I'm 28 now. It might take me another 30 years, right, to fully be in awareness and like completion of the traumas and like fully through and fully understanding of all that life has created me to be thus far. And then there are going to be things that happen in the future that I'll have to also like learn from and grow from, and that's going to continue to extend my journey of learning and knowing myself and unlocking and unblocking, you know, who I am as a person and my human experience. Sorry, I'm doing this line work. So, be patient. And I think that being creative, doing things like this, where you really have to slow down and like be intentional, it really does help you to calm your mind, to have that patience with yourself. And I think that's what meditation really is. But we're going to keep listening to this before I dive into that. Boop. Have patience.
Let's begin with a question. What about the evening news tonight? It was reported that a gigantic asteroid was going to slam into the world tomorrow and destroy everything and everyone on planet Earth. Imagine this is real. Sometime tomorrow is the end of the world. How do you think the human race would respond? Do you think you'd see anarchy and complete breakdown of civilization? Do you think people would revert to their most primitive animal instincts of survival and just go berserk? Or do you think individuals would reprioritize what's important and connect with each other in positive or both ways? I think we'd make love, embrace our children, smell the flowers. I think that if we knew our lives were about to be terminated, that it would force us deeper into life. And we would appreciate and experience more fully the time that we had to live. You know, you ask terminal patients, AIDS patients, and others how they view their lives. And while some feel cheated, for most, they feel more alive than they ever had before. They cherish all the small things that they used to take for granted. Ask some Vietnam vets about the time they felt the most alive, and they'll tell you it was when they were in the jungles of Vietnam, when at any moment their life could be snuffed out, and it was then that they felt the most alive. They'll tell you the colors were more vivid, the green so green, and the blue so blue, and the red, well. So, what am I getting at?
Ooh.
Simply that
Let's talk about that real fast. The vibrancy. And just saying that out loud right now made me be like, oh yeah, vibrancy. Color is vibration. And that's what makes it like more like poppy or not poppy. And how that can trigger certain emotions or memories, and how he was saying with the Vietnam vets, like the Reds, well, you know, because we all know that war includes or has included murder and death and blood. So I think there's like a sensitivity. A sensitivity to certain colors, and I think doing something like a creative restoration session can also help with that sort of triggering rehabilitation, you know, dealing with different images, dealing with different colors, dealing with different relationships and compositions of objects and materials, exploring them in a creative way to like reconnect people to them in a way that isn't traumatizing or that can help to heal that trauma. I would love to study that more in depth, and I think that that's something that would be a really good like art therapy study, is like the reconnection of people with colors like red, and you know, scenery like Vietnam, and objects like bullets, and like material like military cloth, and the idea of explosions. Like, this is wind, right? But if you made it a little like more shocking, it could also be considered like an explosion to a certain degree, right? Just like having a different relationship with those concepts, I think, is something that would be really interesting to explore creatively. Yeah. So that might be something that I get into. I feel like that is interesting. Let's onward.
Fourth element of living a perfect life is to experience being alive.
Experience being alive. Sorry, let's pick this Abraham Hicks. I'm gonna pick this first one here up at the corner. It's a image. It says, a belief is only a thought I keep thinking. And I think that is that is appropriate for our first gratitude page. Because you have to believe in gratitude. And I don't think that that concept is shared enough. I think people just kind of say, be grateful. But if you don't believe that gratitude is powerful, right? Like, if you don't believe in the power of gratitude, then when someone says you should be grateful, it's just kind of like, well, fuck you. Oh, here we go. Okay. I was like, I don't want to do this. It's kind of like, forget you. What do you mean be grateful? What has being grateful ever done for anyone? And honestly, it's done a lot for a lot of people, but it's only when people really believe that feeling gratitude is a positive feeling, like having gratitude is a blessing. And I think that is one of those things of perspective that needs to be put in place as well. If you have the perspective that you would rather be grateful than anything else, then you prefer, you see gratitude as being better than being in pain, or more powerful than being in pain, right? Because people use their pain and their anger to fuel them. This is like telling people to stop using gas and start running on solar. Right? And I feel like I've heard someone express that same sentiment, and it's so true. Because we are taught, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and you should fight for your rights and defeat the enemy and conquer the world, and all of these different, like, aggressive sentiments, all of this testosteronic, I know that's not a word, all of this testosteronic energy that has been dominating our cultures over these past generations. It's been so aggressive. And language is important. So when you're like, fight and conquer and defeat and beat and raga, 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 people's energy takes that in, and their subconscious creates according to that. And the world has been mad aggressive. So I think it's significant that we move into a gentler. Ooh, hold on. We gotta wait for this knowledge to drop. Hold on. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, snap. Dang, son. Oh. When I do line work like this, it always makes me think of Keith Haring. R.I.P. to one of the absolute legends of creative commentary and artistic expression. Oh snap! Line work. He's definitely one of the people that was like, line work can be simple and impactful. He definitely made me realize that. Oh shoot! I closed the quote. Shoot. Where's the little button? Reopen. I guess I'll just do the history. I thought I could do the reopen close tabs. But you have to believe in gratitude. You have to believe that gratitude is a good feeling. You have to believe that gratitude is superior to fear, superior to depression, is a stronger force than anger, is just as potent as love, and can be a lot of times more easily accessed than love, even though gratitude and love are almost synonymous. I think gratitude can be more easily accessed than love, because human beings have such a sensitive relationship. Being a human being, I can say, I feel like we have a sensitive relationship to the word love. so that energy can seem volatile. But gratitude, gratefulness, thankfulness, I think that's something that can be more easily accessed. Okay. We're just throwing some windows on here and we're going to listen to this. We're just going to throw these windows on. Oh, let me write this quote in here first. A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. A belief IEF is only, and you just keep thinking it and you keep holding it and it becomes a belief. All language just links to each other. It's just ways for us to get from one thing to the next. Right? So just hold on, hold on. Belief is coming. Okay, right, Angelique. A thought. Oh, is this right? I think this is right. There we go. G H I O keep oh this needs to get adjusted. Oh shoot. There we go. Keep thinking. Boom. This is fun. I'm having fun with you all. If you like it, subscribe it. Because we out here doing the arty things. If you're just hopping in, I don't think anybody's just hopping in. But if you're just hopping in, I am making a collage based on my gratitude journal for yesterday. And I just put in a quote by Abraham Hicks, which was one of the things on my journal was the wisdom of Abraham Hicks. And I just Googled, well, I binged, I guess, let me not misrepresent the actual source, right? Not everything is Google. We're using this chunky pencil. Get out of here. We have professional tools for this. Excuse you. But yeah, let's keep listening to this. And if you like it, again, subscribe it, give it a thumbs up, comment what you're grateful for, right? I would love to know. You can also let me know on Facebook at AnjuliqueArt or on Instagram at Angelique or at the artist _ Angelique, I should say. All right, so got the quote. Boom. Here we go. Slide that back over. Okay. Look at us. We have only been 7 minutes. This is a 40-minute listen. And we've only listened to 7 minutes of it, right? Hold on. Dullness. This is a word that has been coming up, and I am so grateful for it because it really helps to articulate in a kind way the manner. It really helps to articulate in a kind way the manner in which people choose to live their lives. Dull. People that have dull senses, a lot of people, 85% of people. I would dare to say that number is more of a 90%. 90% of people have a dull sense of life. And I think that comes from just natural, selection, natural tendency for people to be interested or not interested in things. And I feel like it also comes from society continuously repeating and copying, trends for the sake of familiarity and comfort, and it gets people into this sense that, oh yeah, things are supposed to be the same all the time. Nothing really changes. People say this. People have said this to me. Nothing really changes. Everything is the same all the time. I used to think this. This is a very cynical outlook of life. And I used to hang out with people that considered themselves cynics. It was one of those things where it's like, oh, it's kind of cool and like alternative, because you're not just accepting that life is this comfy, cozy thing. You're not just accepting that life is this comfy, cozy thing. You are challenging it in a way to say, like, life is how I don't want to say this. Kind of just like life is here and it will probably destroy you to some extent or degree. And I think that that's semi-true, because I do believe that there is a destructiveness to creation, and that things are constantly breaking down and rebuilding. So it's not the worst thing to notice. Sorry, I'm ew. It's not the worst thing to notice that life is pressing up against you, right? But to then take it a step further to realize that life is pressing up against you to elevate you, to lift you, to move you forward, to grow you, to evolve you, to expand you. OUGHTH. I think OUGHTH. I think when you come at it from that angle, of life is pressing up against you to grow you and to push you further so that you can reach the purpose that you designated before coming here. That it's a little lotto. More easily digestible and executionable, if that's a word. To be more of a optimist than a cynic. But like I said, I'm trying to get through this, so let's listen. Here's something I've noticed about myself. Um, I feel like my idea of what I want for my life is clear, but the business stuff is what's unclear. And I think that's interesting because I do believe that a lot of people are very clear what they want business wise. And then when it comes to their personal lives, especially with men, especially Caucasian men, it gets a little fuzzier. But I've always felt like for me, I've known what I wanted personally, like to have a family, to be a mother, to be a wife, to have a home, to have land, right? To, grow my own food and do those types of things. Like the things that I want for my life were always kind of very clear to me. But the business of like having a business, even, right? Or what my career was going to be. Sorry. Was always very unclear and very unsharp. But everything else, like I was like, I want kids and I want the dogs and I want the acres and I want the shed with the tools and all the cool things, right? All the cool things, the coolest things. Everybody wants a shed with their tools in it, their yard work stuff in it, right? That's like decked out from Menards. No, okay. Just me? Okay, cool. Um, but yeah, I feel like for me, it's been a process of developing the business idea and sharpening that. So that's all I had to say about that.
And we suffer because our expectations aren't fulfilled.
Mm.
Or we just become proud and attached to it, and then fear losing it. Or we're frustrated by not getting it. Not of love or power. No matter where we turn, there's oftentimes we suffer because our expectations aren't fulfilled. Or when we do succeed at something,
Okay.
we become proud and attached to it, and then fear losing it.
Here we go.
Or we're frustrated by not getting enough of what we want. Not
Oh,
enough money, not enough
jeez.
love or power. No matter where we turn, there's conflict and indecision, and uncertainty of which way to go. Which of those things sound familiar? How do you break out of them? Most of us experience a great deal of suffering in our lives. We go from one stressful situation to another. From dull.
I'm gonna speak on this suffering thing for a second. Um, Hassan Minaj and Lily Singh did a video, or not video, it was literally just audio. Did an audio room on Facebook where they were talking about suffering and kind of grit and determination. And her book, How to Be a Triangle, is more about how maybe she put herself in some unnecessary suffering. Well, she was comparing Be a Triangle to How to Be a Boss, where she had the idea and the mentality of hustle, hustle, grind, grind, grind. Like I think we all kind of get in our early 20s, in our late teens, early 20s, we like have this energy that we want to go out into the world and do our thing and get it done. And we know that, innately we know that it's going to take some effort, right? And we want to get out and like really see our potential and see what we can do, especially when we find something that we are good at or passionate about. We want to put as much as that youthful energy and fire into that thing that we love, that we found, that we admire about life. And I think that is a significant part of growing up. But like she was saying in her talk with Hassan, with her new book, I always get so caught up in his lines, I apologize. With her new book, she is more about the spiritual, inner hustle of awareness and growth and really prioritizing, like, okay, numbers are numbers, but like what's the foundation of what I'm doing? Yeah, I feel like I kind of rambled a bit, but yeah.
Dullness to restlessness. And although we try to escape this conflict and indecision.
Oh, but yeah, that's kind of what she was saying, like maybe there was some unnecessary suffering that she had put herself through. And that's something that I want to discuss in the book club, on the book club page, on the Be a Boss book club page. Kind of some of the moments where it may have seemed like unnecessary suffering. And just kind of dissecting how that moved her forward, or like different things that could have been done. And this is no way to like correct anything at all or try to like, well, she should have, like, absolutely not. Life is divine and it is ordered in its way, and what happened had to happen in order for her to be where she is now. So there is no like, this is a bad thing. She should have did it this other way. It's like, no. There was no other way, right? There literally was no other way, or she would not be in the space that she is now, because that's literally actually life, okay?
And uncertainty of which way to go. Do any of those things sound familiar? How do you break out of them? Most of us experience a great deal of suffering in our lives. We go from one stressful situation to another, from dullness to restlessness. And although we try to escape the suffering or mask it with temporary entertainments, we usually don't let go of it until we learn from it.
Oof.
And the answer is to embrace it.
Gratitude.
To embrace your pain, your suffering, your confusion, and your indecision. To not run from it, but to to recognize it as a part of you and to let it be your teacher. Because when you do, everything takes on a new color and meaning. And the little disappointments, the upsets, the things that don't always go your way have much less power over you. In fact, because you're more consciously alive, you project from a center of what I call focused joy. Let me ask you to make a simple comparison. Which makes you feel more alive? Watching your favorite TV show or sitting around a campfire with family or friends? Probably not TV, right? Nor do any of the other
Exhilarating
experiences that we surround ourselves
television.
with make us feel more alive. So let's look at this for a second. What does make you feel alive and why? Perhaps it's skiing or biking or climbing a mountain or just going for a walk. Whatever it is, it's not about escaping. It's about involving yourself fully in whatever activity that you choose.
Wow.
So that you're surrounded by the moment, by experiencing full awareness of the present, that the past and future cease to exist. Now, what if you feel like that?
That's the creative process for me, y'all, and for so many people out there. If you allow yourself the time and space to explore that, where you really just get to be present. Like I said, I get so lost in drawing these windows and doing this line work that it really is meditative. It's not just something I'm saying because I think it sounds cute or like attractive. It really is something that slows me down, which I appreciate. That's also one of the reasons why the Weedsons. I'm funny. It's also one of the reasons why I partake in THC, because I find that my mind and my energy tend to be very quick, and at times that can be very maybe not distracting, but misdirecting, I would say. I would say it can be very misdirecting and lead me to some situations and some feelings and some triggered, emotions that maybe I don't want to be in. So it's nice to kind of slow down and really say, like, especially in the beginning of my development journey, I was just like, this is not as significant as I want to pretend that it is. Like somebody was walking on the bus and they hit me with I was sitting and they were walking past and I got hit by their bag, and it wasn't like they intentionally were like, boom, and like were decking me. But, I was raised to say, hey, watch yourself, or something like that. Although I rarely did, because I understood it wasn't actually necessary. I understood that it oftentimes led to larger altercations. But that anger would still boil up inside of me. And that judgment, right, of this person. They're inconsiderate, like, why aren't people paying more attention to their stuff and their space? And then I had to think of all the times that I've accidentally knocked someone with my bag, right? And then you start feeling like guilt and shame and like, ooh, like all of these different things, when really the situation isn't that serious to begin with. It's literally just one thing connecting with another thing in an instant and then being done. And it's something that happened that you weren't particularly expecting, right? Like that's literally as deep as it was, and it's not really something to get yourself all riled up over. But I had that realization because because I was high. And I was like, why am I like, I had the moment to slow down and be like, why am I about to allow myself to pretend to get so deeply upset by someone bumping me with their bag simply because it's something that I think is expected of me. Like popping off is something that I think is expected of me, right? Like it was a day. That day was a day, and I was just like, wow, this literally doesn't matter. Like anytime anybody does anything, and it goes to the what doesn't kill you makes you stronger from that kind of point of view, right? Where it's like anything anyone does doesn't really have a negative impact on you if you don't allow it to. Yeah, we are at the 2 hour mark I'm seeing here. And that is really all the time I was planning on going on today. Get a few erasers off of my laptop. Oops. Sorry. But I think we got everything in here. We got all the windows. I kind of want to do another line around here with this thicker marker. So we're gonna do that. Oh snap, she's doing it. She's doing it. Oh. Drawing over your own stuff is low-key terrifying. Because you're like, I just did that, man. I just did that, man. But I want this to be bolder. Because breath is important. Centering on your breath is something that I learned from a DARE officer in like 5th grade. He taught us this breathing technique of filling your lungs to their greatest capacity when you're feeling angry, right? Filling your lungs to your greatest capacity, holding it, and then releasing it all the way out as much as you can until you start coughing, like completely emptying yourself. And that's something that I have carried with me through asthma attacks, right? Through panic attacks, through the racetrack, in cross country and track and field. Just running in general through health. Like that idea of being conscious of the capacity of your lungs and that they are there. Has been a big grounding tool for me. And I'm always so grateful to that DARE officer don't remember his name, but he was a very nice dude. And that is something that's always stuck with me. Through my adulthood, from my childhood. And I feel like I've been bringing that up a lot recently, that these are things that I had known. It was just a matter of, I felt like I had to guard myself or protect myself. Because the world is a sharp and tough place. And they will try to smush all of that belief out of you. Absolutely. Guaranteed 100%. So let's do a little revealing. Okay, are you ready? A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. Focus. Focus. There we go. There we go. Is belief is a thought I keep thinking. And let's get into some of this symbolism here. So I'm grateful for, what was the first thing? Let's see. Oh, I didn't put the connection part. Oh, shoot. Dang it! Yeah, this is right off the bat. Missed the first thing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Typical. Hold on. Okay. a small intermission there so I could add in the connection to source. So, first thing that I'm grateful for, my connection to source, which I have put in here as the sidewalk and the road that follows along the page. I had initially wanted it to be like a beam, but I was so caught up in this breath moment here, and the windows of the city, that I didn't do it, and that's okay. But I'm grateful for my connection to source. Let's pull it up on my phone so I can see. My mom's like, "What are you doing?" I'm on live. And soon enough, people will start to get that cop on and be like, "Oh, I see where you're at. Where's the screenshots at, baby?" Here we go. Connection to source, the wisdom of Abraham Hicks. There's a quote: "A belief is only a thought I keep thinking." Oops, you can't even see that. A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. And that is the facts, Jax. Let's see. This is the breath. This is the awareness, right? The light, the sight, the support of kind and loving people. Look at all these beautiful hearts down here that are happy and cheering you on. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo. And the passion to get up and moving on my day because life is full of purposeful, interesting activities and adventures. And that's also symbolized by the sidewalk, I can say, but it's really more about the city because I love the city. I love all of the interesting activities that and adventures that can be going on in all of these different windows. I love looking through windows. I love city windows. Just the imagining of what could possibly be going on in there, right? Just human beings are just interesting in general. And then I put the bank on here because we be going to the bank. Okay, we be making bank deposits. Okay. Oh, look, let's make this even more symbolic, right? And make these plus signs. Boom. We're taking it to the bank. Adding to the bank, okay? Symbolism. Important, okay? Adding money to the bank. Our own personal bank, right? We're in 2022 already, right? Okay. So these are the this is yeah. And then I'm just really passionate, as you saw, about drawing the windows and things. So yeah, life is full of purposeful, interesting activities and adventures. And I was passionate enough to get up and create this today, and I think it's super dope, and I'm very excited. I hope you like it too. I am grateful that I have developed a style of work and writing that really expresses me, and I think it's super dope. Excuse me. Just to be able to be creative in this way and to express my gratitude in this way. So thank you for watching. We are getting up our time these days, okay? I turned off the sound so you didn't have to hear all the oh, but yes, that is our stream for today. Thank you, Vanessa, for being a wonderful assistance to my life. I hope your day is going wonderful. I know you already got your other life and job and business and things going, so no pressed feelings about not showing up live today or being in the comments. If you were here live and you just didn't have the opportunity to comment, right? I don't want to make any assumptions. But thank you for texting me this morning and for helping me to keep my brain in order and my activities focused and to keep me from procrastinating. She definitely gave it to me the other day. She was like, "Don't procrastinate." I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And like, actually, really, thanks. I do appreciate that. I was like, "Okay, for sure, for sure. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Okay, tell me about it." But yeah, thank you for messaging me. Thank you for helping me to get here today. Also, thank the Lord for setting off the fire alarm this morning at 5 a.m. What really got me out of bed this morning. We're going to say thank you for that. But yeah, if you are interested, again, this video that I was listening to, we really only touched the tip of the iceberg. Because like I said, this was a commentational situation. I do not own the rights to this video. It is music or this information, even though this is universal information, so nobody owns the right to it. But it's called 5 Simple Principles to Make Life Work for You. Listen often on the You Are Creators page by the homie Justin, by that guy Justin, you feel me? This is Dane Spots and Create Abundance Using Zygon's Visioneering Technology. So that is what that is. Definitely, Justin Perry is his name. He has a really awesome channel, again, called You Are Creators. And it's something that I go to often. My friend Carrie Crosby introduced me to it through his meditations, his affirmation meditations, which have been a great help to me, which is really what got me into him. Again, so I've subscribed, and this came up on my timeline, and I was like, "Ooh, this is fire." So I'm glad that I shared that with you today. And again, we only listen to 10 minutes and 45 seconds, and it's a 40-minute video. So I definitely recommend that you go in there and you consume the rest of that and you chew over it at least twice. I'm doing my second time here with you all, and I'm going to be finishing it again because repetition is the mother, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, grandma, auntie, tio of growth and learning and knowledge. So yes, and back to Carrie. The Healing Summit is happening next weekend, December 3rd through the 5th. If you have not gotten your tickets, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, reach out. This is a beautiful opportunity for anyone that you know, including yourself, to get some amazing tools, to share some amazing space with people who have stories of triumph, who have stories of victory and overcoming sexual traumas, who have pushed through and forgiven their abusers, who have developed tools and techniques to express gratitude and to uplift you and to bring joy into your life and allow you to release those situations that you are holding on to, that you're allowing to define your life as suffering and pain. So that's something that we talked about at the beginning. Definitely hit up the Healing Summit if you want to know some real tools to get that done. And I just want to clarify, this art behind me is not mine. This is art on the campus space office. This art over here is mine. I'm not sure if it's available anymore. I did have it I made this in Myrtle Beach. It was one of the first times that I really worked with pastels, the chalk pastels, and was working with framing, something I'm very proud of, but I don't remember if I have it still, or if she has it still, honestly. I told her she could do whatever she wanted with the stuff. So, yeah. Also, I want to throw this out there. If you are someone who is a gallery or interested in starting a gallery, I am a creative machine and I need a space to offer my work. I'm definitely going to reach out to some people that I already know, who might be interested, who kind of have space for that. But I'm definitely more so, or maybe not more so, but I'm definitely looking to branch out and reach out to other people, or see if there's someone who is more willing to reach out to me, right? Who is like a gallerist that's looking for an artist, to produce work for the gallery. I think that would be a really dope relationship to have. Just, me making art, you getting art to show for shows and to sell, and me getting my little cutback. Because honestly, and this is something I'll kind of tap on before I head out today. I was listening to Jose Trujillo's live on Instagram yesterday, and he was talking about the fine art game and how that whole situation is pretty convoluted, and the matter of somebody can buy art from an artist for $100 and it ends up selling for 100 million. 100 million. See how big that difference is. My mouth didn't even want to say it. And how most artists and people outside of the art world feel that that is a bit of a jip to the artist. I'm more so on the side of, how do I want to put this? It's out of my hands. That's the way I feel about it, which is why I'm kind of putting this out there, because I feel like once I decide that I want to sell this for this cost, anybody can sell it for whatever cost they can get for it. Get as much money as you can for it, as far as I'm concerned. And tell all the people. Because, again, if you tell people that somebody paid $1 million for my work, I can start selling my ish for at least 1,000, a couple grand. You feel me? So I think that is something that it gets overlooked a lot. It's just like if you buy a car, and then somebody sells the car for, you sell it to somebody and they sell it for more, or you get a table from someone and then they sell it for more. It's literally like not postcards, but maybe postcards, like stamps or baseball cards or comic books. Why hold this feeling like you feel like you got ripped off? I think it's more of a see that your work holds more value than you have seen, and understand that you have the potential to unlock that value for yourself. And I think that that's more of how I see it, even though it's never happened to me, or it hasn't happened to me yet, I guess. But I don't believe I would be deeply offended by that. And I think when it does happen, definitely reference me back to this video if I do get some sort of salty feeling, because I sincerely feel like if it's out of my hands, then it's out of my hands. Like, you buy a house for a certain amount, you sell it for a certain amount, and then somebody sells it for triple. Like, you're like, well, I did that house, I made that house, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, they found somebody willing to pay more for it, right? It was just kind of the market at the time. I don't think there's any need to hold hostility or, again, anger for any reason, but especially on something like that, like it's out of your hands. But the thing with NFTs, and what makes me so excited about them, and once we kind of get the climate situation side and situation of it together, kind of balance that thing out, if ever, right? Is that it tracks and holds the original owner so that they get that kickback. And the original owner is the original creator, right? Unless there's some sort of partnership between an artist and a developer or whatever. But yeah, there's the blockchain aspect of the ledger being there, so people can continue to be compensated as it exchanges and changes hands and rates and such, which I think is a beautiful thing, which again, technology has completely changed the game. And Jose was also saying, like, this is a beautiful time for artists to make a consistent living as artists and not be starving, essentially, because there are ways for you to share your work with the world. There are billions of people on the planet, and at least a couple thousand of them are willing to support you. Excuse me. And that's really all you need to live in a passion is 1,000 people, as Jose was saying. It's actually based on a study. 1,000 people to support you on a consistent basis, and you should be able to make a solid living for yourself. And that wasn't always the case as an artist, because if you grew up in Paris or in New York or in India, like, you really had to depend on just your local community to appreciate, like back in tribal days when artists were specifically for, the tribe to be expressed, contributing specifically for a group of people to have different, aesthetics and tools and, culture. Now we have the internet and we can reach the world. So that changes the game. We don't have to be like, oh, I can only depend on my local community. We can actually branch out to the world and have our work shared and supported. So yeah, it's a beautiful time. And I think if we release that idea of, okay, so if somebody sells this for $1 million, but I only sold it to them for $500, that I have to feel salty. You don't. But I do think you should have a sense of awareness that your art is worth a certain amount, and that there are people that are willing to pay that, and figure out how you can leverage that, because that's really the only solution to that situation. Otherwise, you're just staying stuck in saltiness. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a fish, especially not a saltwater fish, okay? I may be a crab, but I'm a freshwater crab, okay? Let me tell you about that. But in any case, have a beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, magical day. Thank you for joining me on this Tuesday day for drawing out my gratitude today. This was so much fun, and I think we're gonna make this a regular practice. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want me to maybe copy it, right, and send it out as a coloring page, let me know. I would be down for that. Or if you want me to try to recreate it on one of these boards so that we can color it, paint it together, let me know. I'm such a weirdo, I apologize. Also, I love myself, but that was a moment. It just smells interesting. I apologize. Any case, let me know. I would definitely love to share my gratitude mural with you. Or if you want this on a wall or something, hit me up. Any type of creative thing If you feel inspired, I probably feel inspired. And if you can compensate me, I highly appreciate that. But other than that, and have a beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, magical day. Where's my tongue going? Where's my tongue going? Have a beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, magical day today because you deserve it. Because you are worthy. Okay?